Hey everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Dudes Review. Hey, this was supposed to be our second episode of this podcast, but we held off until now. So if you hear us referencing that this is the second episode, or even saying that it's a weekly podcast before we decided to go to every other Wednesday, that's what happened there. And you know what? Give us a rating or review on whatever platform you are listening to this on. We would be forever grateful, and we will read out your review on air. If you have any topic suggestions or anything, just find us on Facebook at The Dudes Review on our page and just shoot us a message or email us at thedudesreviewpod@gmail.com. Also, this episode's kind of low energy. We recorded it directly after we recorded the first one about the mall and the beach. And, you know, it was midnight and I had just gotten the kids to bed and, you know, we were kind of groggy. So that's what happened there. Hey, enjoy the episode, though. Thanks. So the other night, I get woken up by my daughter. She's of the age where she comes and tells us when she has bad dreams or something like that.
Okay.
So she comes in there and she says, "Daddy, I had a bad dream. Will you come lay down with me?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I go in there and, you know, I'm talking her through, you know, what did you dream about? You know that it's not real. Is there any cause of that? Are you scared about anything? Is anything concerning you? And she's got all of these stuffed animals. And I was like, wow. I love that you've got all these stuffed animals in here. It's like a little club.
Yeah.
And she says, "Yeah, these are all my friends." I said, "Oh, okay." And she said, "Don't you wish you had a lot of stuffed animals?" And I said, "Well, I used to, but now I sleep with your mom." And that's pretty cool. And she drifted right off to sleep.
She said, "All right, I'm gonna have another nightmare." Good night, Dad.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
This is the Dudes Review. The Dudes Review. The podcast where anything and everything can be reviewed. With your host, Tyler and Drake.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Dudes Review. I'm Drake.
And I'm Tyler.
And, you know, not a lot has happened since recording
Since the first episode. Laundry. We did some laundry.
It's literally Tyler did some laundry. I put the kids to bed, and we're recording the second episode.
Second episode coming at you.
How's WWA been doing?
It's been great.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. Big shows coming up.
Yeah.
The big shows that have happened.
Yeah. Hey, and if you ever want to know more about that, I know we don't talk a ton of wrestling on here or anything, but check out youtube.com/WWA is now. I do all the video work. Tyler is currently, as of this recording,
I am
the WWE champion. Yeah.
So you can watch Drake edit me to look good.
Hey, well, he does that himself.
Well,
this man's shredded.
Well, I guess.
Yeah, he's in the gym.
Shredding cheese.
Yeah, shredding cheese.
Shredding cheese.
You're shredding on a skateboard. So today, there is a recent experience we had which influences my topic.
Yeah.
Today.
What's your topic?
My topic is I want to review the band Creed.
Ooh, okay. Controversial topic.
Yeah, so just
really heavy hitters.
Just a quick note, just to kind of figure out what inspired this episode. Recently, you and I and a couple other friends, one of our best friends from childhood, went to St. Louis.
Yeah,
to
big
see
STL.
Yeah, see Creed's reunion tour. Scott Stapp's back with the boys.
Stapp is back.
Stapp is here, and he's with the fellas from Alter Bridge. And now they're
Creed. Which is, when they left Creed, come Alter Bridge, and now they're back to Creed, and they just switch singers.
And let me tell you, disregarding the music for right now, which is a big part of Creed, some would say it's the only part of Creed, since they are a rock band.
I mean, is there other things they do besides music?
Not really. So I posted on Facebook about this, but Creed, number one, the place was packed out. It was St. Louis Amphitheater.
It was a full amphitheater.
My goodness, I've never seen it that packed.
Like, definitely over 1,000.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely well over, probably 5 or 6.
Yeah, it was huge. I could not nail down a demographic
It was everywhere.
I mean, there were people of every race, religion, gender, sex.
Oh yeah! At one point, I seen what they do at bar mitzvahs, hold the people in the chairs.
Oh yeah,
they started doing the Havagila.
Yeah, they did that with a lawn chair.
Yeah.
Everybody was into Creed, and it's one of those bands where they were the punching bag of jokes for so long. But I'll admit to you right now, they were one of the first bands I got into.
Oh yeah, as soon as you hear an opening riff, you're gonna be a fan.
Yeah, we were of the perfect age. My dad had a Creed CD.
Oh, I remember that.
He had Human Clay.
Human Clay was a good album to begin with.
Yeah, if you've never seen the cover of Human Clay, it's like this CGI man that is made of clay, and it horrified me forever. And I didn't listen to Creed for the longest time because I was like, ooh, man, I bet that's some scary music. It's not.
No, it's not.
It's not scary.
It's honestly like the opposite. It's soothing.
Yeah, no. Creed will put me to sleep.
You get Scott Stapp singing you to sleep.
Scott Stapp.
Lullabies.
Everybody has a Scott Stapp impression.
Yeah.
And it's so fun to do. Just, well, I just heard. It's so...
They vary, but they're all the same.
But as far as a concert goes, that was a lot of fun. There was... we'll talk about the headliners here in a sec, but I want to focus on Creed a little more. They've had some rocky times in the past. You know, they're not always... They were called a Christian band for so long. I don't think they really are. They were just signed to, like, a Christian label.
Yeah, I think they have, like, Christian views as a band, like, personal views. But I don't think they're necessarily, like, a Christian band.
Right. And...
Like, you wouldn't see them playing in the middle of, like, a church.
Creed was one of those bands where you would get a Now CD... And there would be like 2 or 3 rock tracks at the end of every Now CD, and Creed was very much in those. I'm Googling Creed controversy right now to see.
Is there a lot of backlash from something?
Let's see.
Scott Stapp kind of go off the deep end a little bit?
Oh, it says here some concert goers filed a lawsuit against the band. It was 4 concert goers claiming that Scott Stapp was so intoxicated and or medicated he was unable to sing the lyrics of a single Creed song.
Let's be real here. Is he even singing when he's sober?
Yeah, exactly.
Scott Stapp can just literally mumble.
Dude, as long as he just hits that sweet, like...
He's singing Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Yeah.
Mary had a little lamb.
So what was your experience with Creed? What'd you think of the concert?
I thought the concert was fantastic. Like, it wasn't... So I thought the concert was going to be, like... It was going to be good. Because we've seen pictures of, like, the set and everything. And I was, like, really pumped. But when they actually came out, it was a whole different situation. Like, they amped it up.
Hang on one second. My dog is upstairs causing a ruckus.
All right.
All right, I'm back. Let me tell you about what I just found upstairs.
And the dog's dead.
So, in our living room, for the listeners at home, there are 2 windows in the living room that lead out to this, like, sun porch area. And there's a door to it, too, but we keep it shut. And apparently, my daughter left a crescent roll out.
One singular crescent roll.
In the sun porch, and this dumbass Basset Beagle had smelled it, but the window wasn't wide enough for him to fit through. So I went up there and he had knocked over a lamp and he was stuck halfway through the window, butt and hind legs flailing in the air
flailing
in the living room. I had to push him through and then he fell into the sun porch and then I had to open the window back up wider for him to come back through.
He crawled back through the window. You just opened the door for him?
He didn't go to the door. He was immediately trying to get back into the window.
At least he traced his steps.
All right, where were we? Creed.
Concert. Fantastic concert. They put on a great show.
It was really good, yeah.
Like, the show itself, like, quality-wise, was definitely up there. Like, they knew what they were doing, obviously. But...
And let me tell you, everyone was having fun, and there's a lightheartedness about a Creed crowd. We went to Dave & Buster's beforehand.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll tell you, before we went on this trip, I told the guys, I said, I thought about getting us all shirts.
Yeah.
That said Creed, and I was like, I bought Creed shirts, but it was going to be like Creed Bratton from The Office. It was going to be like Michael B. Jordan in Creed.
B. Jordan?
The boxer, yeah. And I was like, that would have been a good bit, but I didn't want to spend that much money to
Oh, yeah, it's a lot of money just
laugh for a couple minutes. And then everyone we saw at this concert had on Creed
different
Bratton shirts.
Creed shirts on it.
Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
So apparently everyone else had that idea as well. But Creed is also very infamous for a halftime show performance they did
At
for
the
the Dallas
Super Bowl?
Cowboys.
Was it a Super Bowl or a Thanksgiving show?
I think it was a Thanksgiving show. I can't imagine Creed's ever done a Super Bowl.
They need to.
They need to.
Why have Creed... NFL.
Maroon 5 did it.
NFL, if you're listening...
I know they are.
They have to be.
I emailed this personally to Roger Goodell.
And NFL headquarters.
Yeah.
Mr. NFL.
I sent it to Brett Favre.
Brett Favre.
He sent back a couple email attachments I haven't opened yet.
Them Wrangler jeans. He sends you back a denim sample.
But yeah.
We need Creed at the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, and if this performance, I mean, you have to look it up on YouTube. If this performance is any notion of how they'd be at a Super Bowl with like a bigger budget,
it'd be great.
It would have been so sick. I mean, Scott Stapp's up there in a football jersey, which they were selling the Scott Stapp Cowboys football jersey at the Creed concert for $150.
Did it have the Cowboys name on it, or just the looked like?
It was the colors and everything, and it said Stapp across the back. But they had like Cirque du Soleil ribbon performers and like cannons and that dude with wings.
That one guy.
Just a guy with wings that I'm not convinced wasn't just like not part of the show.
Like he was like some like homeless guy.
He just ran on.
Like, hey, that looks pretty cool. I'm gonna join that.
This is my chance. I'm here to show off my wings.
Tripping on PCP.
But yeah, Scott Stapp, he's very much turned his life around.
Yeah, he had to after that Marlins performance.
He was in the, oh my God, the Marlins.
Let's talk about that Marlins video. That was a good one too.
I'm going to insert some
audio
here.
First base.
He did a song.
Home runs.
And I didn't realize that it was a version of a song that he had on his album. I thought so he's replaced it with baseball themed lyrics for the Florida Marlins. But the Florida Marlins got Scott Stapp to make them an official theme song for their season one year. And this song sounds like Scott Stapp filled out a baseball Mad Lib.
Insert baseball term here.
Let's play ball, it's game day. We want strikeouts, base hits, double plays. Take the field, hear the roar of the crowd. Come on, Marlins, make us proud. Come on, Marlins, make us proud. Keep hoping and dreaming that you will soar.
Home run, grand slam.
Strike one, strike two. Don't get a third one or you're out.
It's so good. It's like a guilty pleasure. You know that gif of Jay-Z where he's like looking around and he just kind of like starts nodding his head like he's really that's me every time I hear that song. I wish they would have played it live. I understand.
Oh my gosh.
I understand it was a Scott Stapp solo project.
Well, yeah, but
if they could have, they were in St. Louis. They could have done something Cardinals related.
Yeah, they could have just switched Marlins for Cardinals.
Albert Pujols. He's one of the guys on the Cardinals, right? I don't know. I don't watch.
I haven't caught this the new season yet.
Yeah,
it's not binge worthy.
I haven't
binge watched the season of baseball.
I'm 4 seasons behind.
It's not on
MLB
Netflix yet.
As far as an experience going to see Creed, I'm really glad I went because it was kind of one of those last bastions of this is a band from my childhood that, as much of a punching bag as they've ever been, they've been really formative in my music taste. Because before that, I was kind of listening to like...
You listen to a lot of rap.
Yeah, I did.
And
Listen
like
to
kind of
a
like
lot of rap.
probably, but the first time, like I think the first time we really hung out, you wore some cargo khaki pants,
Yeah.
and a jersey that said "Pimp" on the back,
Yes,
and it said "69 Pimp."
that football jersey. I don't know how my parents let me get that.
Your dad probably had the same one.
Because
It just said "Senior Pimp."
yeah,
It said "Old Pimp."
you know how the dog just showed up trying to apologize for
fucking up that window.
Yeah, getting stuck in the window and eating a croissant.
Was it worth it, buddy?
Yeah, you lay down. Yeah, you're full of croissant now. You need to take a rest. Yeah, my parents took me we went to Michigan one summer, and there was this like sports apparel place that was having a blowout sale. So I got back to school clothes there, and I had a football jersey that was it was powder blue.
Yep.
It said "Pimp" across the back shoulders, and it said 69.
I said, "Look at this guy. I'm gonna be
didn't-
friends with him."
I didn't know what 69 or Pimp was at all.
You just thought it was somebody that on a sports team named Pimp.
Yeah, something like that. I was like, oh, it's a cool looking.
He's a cool player.
Now, here's the thing. My parents, pretty conservative. I don't know how they didn't know.
Oh
they,
yeah,
They had to have known.
they had to see at least 69 and or Pimp.
Because I wear it to middle school.
Maybe they didn't know what 69 was.
Yeah, I'm wearing this 69 Pimp football jersey, and I get pulled into a classroom by about 8 teachers. One of them being our football coach.
Oh yeah,
Which, by the way, another sidebar.
yeah.
One time during a math class, I walked up to his computer and went to ask him a question, and he had Googled Sandra Bullock
Oh,
on the image search, and he was on like page 14.
he's just looking at Sandy Bully pics.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, you can't even say he's perverted at that point because it wasn't like Sandra Bullock nude or something.
Or scandalous,
Yeah.
or anything.
Feet.
It was just feet.
Sandra Bullock feet.
Just punch his computer.
But
Get that out of here.
But like, I don't know. It's almost weirder that he was just looking at normal pics of Sandra Bullock and was on page 14. Like he hadn't seen enough of Sandra Bullock.
Like it's a very like he's either studying her face to like try to be her,
Yeah.
or he's actually obsessed.
Or yeah, I was gonna say he's old enough to not realize that there's like internet porn out there. He's like, oh, I just want to see as many pictures of Sandra Bullock as I can while these kids do their math.
Walking down the red carpet, specifically in that blazer.
But anyway, that football coach / teacher was like, son, do you know what pimp means? And I was like, I think it's a really cool guy.
He's a fly guy.
Didn't know what it was. He said, do you know what 69 means? I was like, it is a number. And so they made me turn the football jersey inside out the rest of the day.
So it said 96.
I was going to say, football jerseys, they've got stitching on the inside
Yeah.
too. So it didn't hide anything. It just made it
It
backwards.
just made it more obvious for people to look at. Like, hey, look at this idiot over here.
But our common friend, who I'm not going to name drop here because we haven't talked to him in years, and I hope he's doing all right out there, was a lot more street smart than me.
Yeah.
And explained to me what pimp and 69 was. And I was like, ew, gross.
Gross.
Get that out of here.
Sexual activities.
Never wore that football jersey ever again.
You should have framed it.
Oh, man. I wonder
You should
if
have put
it's
it in a
still
shadow
my-
box.
I wonder if it's still in my closet.
Your, your parents probably have it.
What if I shadow box that at the same time that my wife shadow boxes her wedding dress and we just hang them next to each other?
Like you wore the pimp jersey at your wedding? Walking down the aisles, like the PIMP by 50 Cent.
The Snoop Dogg remix.
about me?
But anyway, no, I came out of that phase into a rock phase that I never really got out of because, rap was what was popular at the time, so I knew a lot about it, but it wasn't really me. And I knew about Creed before the rap phase because they got big when we were in like 3rd or 4th grade.
Yeah,
But it was like,
before you really develop a music taste.
yeah, and it was that era you can still look back on with some fondness no matter how bad it gets, like them Puddle of Mud.
Oh yeah,
And all that. Like we refer to it as butt rock. Love butt rock.
love butt rock.
You give me a mid-thousand superhero soundtrack like Daredevil.
Oh, Spider-Man 2?
Yeah, I'm wearing that CD out, man.
Spider-Man 2 can't be beat.
No.
We got Alien Ant Farm.
Dude, I love Alien Ant Farm.
Alien Ant Farm was great.
My goodness.
Do you remember how much we played that cover they did of, what was their cover?
Smooth Criminal.
Smooth Criminal,
yeah. And then I have their greatest hits saved on my Spotify and just go back to it every once in a while.
You're going to say you still had the CD.
Oh, no. I have like, very few CDs.
You are old.
I have a few. I have a lot of Foo Fighters CDs, which I have burned thanks to Dave Grohl's infidelity. No, I don't mind. He's a cool guy. Shout out Dave Grohl.
See, infidelity?
Yeah.
What'd he do?
Did you not hear about that?
Oh
man, I get to break this to you on the podcast.
Yeah.
Without with you know, and this is a big moment. Dave Grohl, nicest guy in rock.
Yeah.
Fathered a daughter outside of his marriage.
Oh.
And just came out with it recently. It was like, hey guys, I had a baby.
Like is the baby like old? Older?
No.
Like
just
fresh.
Just happened.
Fresh. Oh.
His daughters and wife deleted all their social media, and Dave Grohl was like, hey, the Foo Fighters are going on hiatus.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna treat this daughter with respect, which thank you.
Yeah,
good job.
Still being I guess you can't really say you're being a good guy.
He just had that kid with that woman because she was a fan, and he's a nice guy.
Is that what it was?
He's a good dude.
He's like, I was just being nice. I stuck my penis inside of her.
You know what?
I'll do it for the fans.
I figured it was all right, you know? I mean,
she asked for an autograph, so I fucked her.
But yeah,
it checks out.
It was kind of, I mean, it was gutting. It's one of those things where like you don't want to put celebrities on a pedestal, but Dave Grohl's a cool guy, and it's not that he's not a good guy because of this.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, there's way it could have been like,
hey,
do you know
a lot worse?
Dave Grohl was selling drugs.
Yeah.
Like Dave Grohl was the one guy making fentanyl.
He started fentanyl. Yeah. Dave Grohl started fentanyl.
That's a rumor we'll start right here.
On this podcast. That's what we do on this podcast. Yeah. We start rumors about celebrities, hoping they catch wind.
But anyway, Dave Grohl, good guy.
Mini review.
Dave Grohl, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 mini review. Okay.
Whoa. Are you saying 10 out of 10?
I'll say it 10 out of 10.
20 out of 20. It's the first time it's ever happened. Hall of Fame.
Mini Hall of Fame.
Dave Grohl. We are the number one Dave Grohl support podcast. He's never done anything wrong in his life.
Didn't have child out of wedlock.
No,
nothing.
Didn't.
Or,
isn't a raging alcoholic.
Do you remember that video where he lit powdered coffee creamer on fire?
Yeah.
And we tried to do that in your parents' garage?
Yeah.
That didn't go well.
Yeah, there's a video on the internet of Dave Grohl. He's showing I think it's Dr. Oz? Dr. Love, something. Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
He's with
showing Dr. Pepper how to make a drink.
And he is pouring coffee creamer onto his lighter. He's got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. It's it's the coolest you could look as a human, I think. And he's dumping the coffee creamer on this lighter, and it just goes up in flames.
It just poof.
And we were watching that, just like, we could do that. That'd be so cool. But we didn't. My parents didn't drink coffee at the time, so we got like milk.
Yeah.
Trying to light milk on fire. We're just out there playing with fire and different substances.
Pretty much. Your dad probably looked out the window and be like, what are these idiots doing? They're trying to light a puddle on fire.
Yeah, none of that's going to light on fire. We're not in any real danger here.
He'd come out there and be like, no, you got to put gas on it. Watch this. Don't tell Grandpa.
Yeah. But yeah, and because of that, I stayed away from coffee.
That's the reason?
No. Which, by the way...
Coffee's gross.
Yeah, I'm not a big coffee fan. That's another.
We are the biggest negative review on coffee on this podcast.
We're anti-coffee, pro Dave Grohl.
Anti-coffee. New slogan.
Those are our two hard stances on this podcast.
Slogan for episode 2. We're gonna get back to Creed.
Yeah, so Creed. I'm gonna give them 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Wow. They've been there with me through some rough times.
Crying in your car
crying in my car with arms wide open.
With arms wide open. That's fine. It's fine. They're probably. I'll go 7.
7 out of 10. So that is. Let me do some quick maths. 15 out of 20.
Quick maths. 15 out. All right. Well, not Hall of Fame worthy.
No, Dave Grohl's the sole person in the Hall of Fame.
I said we talked more about Dave Grohl. Creed's. I mean, they're they're gonna be a classic band. I don't know when the last time they came out with new music, but I also don't think they have to.
Have you been in the car lately and had to listen to terrestrial radio like a peasant? And
Terrestrial radio,
just radio in general,
just regular human radio.
Yeah.
You nerd.
And
Go outside, touch some grass, nerd. Be gone with your foolishness.
And listened to a classic rock station recently because it's finally hitting the age where you hear Blink-182
Yeah.
and Creed and the Foo Fighters. And
They've been on the radio for a while, though.
yeah.
That's not new. What are you talking about?
Right, and that's the thing is I'm like...
We drove to school listening to the radio. We didn't have any cool Bluetooth.
Yeah. Creed was... I mean, like I said, we were in elementary school when they came out.
Yeah.
So. And also shout out for the album cover for their album Weathered being one of the funniest
What's the
album
weather
covers of all time. It's just a tree
Oh,
with
yeah.
all four members' faces very badly photoshopped onto the bark.
Onto it. That should have been our album art for this podcast. It's our faces on just like a pine tree. Not even like a really good pine tree, just like a shitty Christmas tree. We're on the bulbs of the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
We'll do a Christmas podcast and we'll make special art for it. Be our first shirt. So now that we talked about Creed, decently, well, I'm not controversial. It's controversial in a sense of like, it's fun to say that you hate Creed, but yeah, you really love Creed.
Yeah.
Another band that it's fun to say that you hate, but you really love them is Nickelback.
Okay.
That's my review. Is you went Creed, I'm going Nickelback.
Okay.
Which is they almost so you can do this with a lot of things. Like they have like certain movies that come out about the same time.
Yeah.
And they're basically the same movie, just a different direction.
Right.
Same thing with Nickelback and Creed.
Space Jam and Die Hard.
Exactly. The Godfather and Scooby-Doo. Yeah. Totally the same, just a little different actors and everything. Totally checks out.
Right.
Ruh-roh, you came to on the day of my daughter's wedding, Shaggy.
I would love to continue this bit, but I've never seen The Godfather.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know.
But Nickelback is also one of those where, like, hearing them in middle school, I'm like, this fucking rules.
Yeah, dude.
Like, Nickelback in middle school, I was like, everything is great about this. That all they'd sing about is just doing it, fighting people while doing it so you can fight somebody.
That's why people hated him, though, is because they were like, oh, these are just kind of like the faux tough guy.
Oh, yeah,
music.
for sure.
I will
like
say...
Ed Hardy sponsored bedazzled buckle jeans.
Yeah. Like
cowboy boots for no reason at all.
Like he took those Chew 5 gum wrappers and just like rubbed them on
his jeans.
Yeah, so they used to rip. If you go back and listen to those first few albums,
yeah, they're like instrumentals and stuff.
Yeah.
They're heavy.
No one's like, "Hey, turn it off" when you hear "Never Married as a
Oh
Wise
yeah,
Man."
turn it up.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at this photograph. Come on.
See, that's where we differ. That's when I started hating him.
Really?
Yeah, because that
Photograph was the turning point.
That became kind of like the pandering. Now, the big turning point where I was like, okay, fuck this, was Rockstar.
Because we all just wanna be big rock stars and live in hilltop houses driving 50.
I love Rockstar.
Dude, Rockstar, I can't.
That song, I'll still play it, and I'll
can't
just
handle
turn
it.
it up in the car.
I can't handle it. They
I
got
think
that.
it's such a good song.
That
It's
dude
such
from
a
ZZ Top is doing like the perverted. Tell me what you need.
Tell me what you need.
Yeah, I hear you fucking creep.
how you gonna do it with a gun? I don't know. I'm gonna shoot myself. But I think Rockstar was such a good song. Is that a quality song? No,
Right.
but it's still fun to sing.
Well, and
It's one of those like, oh, I gotta turn it up so I can sing really loud and just have fun with it.
I know this
I'm
is
not looking for deep meaning in Nickelback.
right, and that's the thing is I know this is a review podcast, but we're not like some arbiters of taste.
Oh no,
But there's a reason Nickelback sells out arenas.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the entire arena's not there. Like, haha, isn't this ironic that we're here watching Nickelback?
Yeah, like, if like tomorrow I was like, hey, Nickelback concert, like tickets are good, like we gotta go.
Right.
And we'd be going to Nickelback.
Seems like a fun show.
Oh, it'd be a great show.
Nickelback is always very well respected within the rock community of those people who are too cool to listen to Nickelback.
Yeah.
Like Chad Kroeger was always hanging out with like Vinnie Paul and like the rest of Pantera and all this other stuff. They just like, and Chad Kroeger studied for years on how to write a hit, and it's paid off.
Oh yeah, they got hits for sure.
That man is putting out hits multiple times a year.
And that's the thing too, like with Nickelback, there's I feel like even, well, I don't know, maybe not compared to Creed on like #1 hits or anything like that, but I feel like you'd hear them on the radio more.
Yeah.
And they have a deeper set of like, oh, hey, I know that one. Hey, I know that one. Hey, I know that one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As to where Creed is like, hey, that's a good one. I haven't heard it as much, but it's still good when you hear it. It's just that comparison between the two.
Right.
And Creed's going to have a lot more meaningful songs, as where Nickelback's is like, you're hearing it at a frat house. You're hearing Creed at a frat house, too, let's be honest. But
yeah,
the Nickelback is a drunk Friday night frat house.
I'm looking up Nickelback controversy, because that's what I'm going to do with a lot of these.
Can you find any?
Here's the thing.
Nickelback played at a bar and everybody's ass got beat by one guy.
Every single BuzzFeed article and Reddit post and everything talking about why they hate Nickelback is because they pander to the lowest common denominator, quote unquote.
What is that?
As far as like, it's safe and it's radio rock and
It is, yeah.
But I'm just like, isn't that what people want? That's why.
Yeah, like a demographic where everybody can enjoy it kind of thing.
To me, they're kind of like Applebee's. Where, you go to Applebee's.
Yeah.
And you're going to eat, and it's nothing like unique or special. There's another Applebee's 20 minutes away.
Oh, for sure.
But if you're drunk as shit,
it's still gonna be delicious.
Nickelback rules.
You go into Applebee's high as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
You're ordering like 6 2-for-20s.
Yeah.
You kidding me? Give me like 3 baby back ribs.
I'm about to test this bottomless wings theory.
Yeah,
okay?
but like how bottomless we talking?
And I'm eating them bottomless.
I'm gonna be double bottomless over here. This is gonna be Winnie the Pooh in it. Shirt no bottoms with bottomless wings.
But yeah, that's the thing with Nickelback. They don't have to have this deeper meaning, and they're also not there to kick you. Like, they're not, sick of it all or bad brains or something where they're heavier, but they're less well known.
Oh, yeah.
Lesser known. I think it was because everyone had access to them. Like, in your school, everyone knew who Nickelback was. And there was something that in high school where if you were into music like that, you wanted it to be some sort of unique.
Yeah.
Like, oh, no one else is listening to this except for me and my friends.
Yeah, but like only me and my friends listen to Nickelback.
Yeah.
Everyone listens to Nickelback.
Exactly.
Like, they're playing it in the high school football stadium.
Right.
You know?
And it's safe.
Yeah. What was the didn't they have a song called Bullet or something? Or
Side of a Bullet.
Side of a Bullet.
It was that
was a good one.
Tribute to Dimebag Darrell.
Yeah.
So it was played very much like a Pantera song.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, oh, this kicks ass.
Yeah, and that's where Nickelback will sneak up on you.
Yeah.
Because you'll hear like their opening riff or something.
Like, oh shit, is this Nickelback?
You're like, this is heavy. What is this? Then you hear Chad Kroeger come in. You're just like, oh, okay, he's going to talk about licking boobs or something. In the backseat of his grandpa's Ford. I don't know. It's like metal country rock.
Yeah. Yeah, very much.
You can listen to it. Their demographics wide too.
Yeah.
Like,
and Chad Kroeger, it turned into a Nickelback song, but Chad Kroeger had that song on the Spider-Man soundtrack, Hero.
Hero?
And that song rules.
That song is fantastic.
It's so good.
Say that a hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand
to say they were asked to do a Super Bowl halftime show,
Nickelback was?
and it was a big hubbub.
A hubbub,
A
hey?
hubbub.
Listen here, guys, it's a hubbub.
There was a Nickelback hubbub.
Breaking news. CNN just reported Nickelback hubbub.
Oh man, speaking of Nickelback and breaking news, Silver Side Up, that fantastic album.
Yeah.
Not fantastic album, but it had a
It was
lot
a
of
good
bangers
one.
on it.
Yeah.
Came out on September 11th, 2001.
Oof.
And
Bad timing for that.
let's just say
It crashed.
no one was really paying attention.
No one flew into the stores for that one.
It's pretty bad.
Never forget. Silver Side Up came out. 9/11.
Oh my god. That's what people are talking about.
Do you
when
think
they're-
somebody was like listening to that? Oh, on the plane? The last thing they heard was Nickelback.
Hey, new album come out. Let's check this out.
They came out with a new album not long ago.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think. I mean, maybe not within this year, but definitely within a couple of years. They had some good songs on there.
2011. Not a great year. I'll review it one day. It was an alright year.
I mean, we graduated high school in 2011.
Yep. It says Detroit has it tough with falling home prices, is CBS News.
Oh.
High unemployment, struggling manufacturing, and crime so rampant in the downtown city, bus drivers say they're scared for their lives. Now comes another blow. Nickelback. They're scheduled to perform the halftime show for the Detroit Lions on Thanksgiving Day.
Oh.
But the fans got together, and with more than 43,000 people signing a petition at change.org, they want the producers to reconsider their choice.
Who'd they get?
Detroit is home to so many great musicians, and they chose Nickelback, the petition says. This sounds like a whole lot of complaining for nothing, man.
Yeah, like, what? This was 2011?
One person who was going to be there live said, "This is completely unfair to those of us who purchased tickets to the game. At least the people watching at home can mute their TVs."
Oh my God. Somebody didn't like Rockstar.
They reached out to Dennis Gutman, a University of Michigan student who started the petition, and asked him why he started this. Quote, "It's because they suck."
I mean, I guess if you're going to start a petition about anything, it's because it sucks. That's wild that so many, basically all of Detroit just didn't want to listen to Nickelback that day.
Oh, here's the result. After boos, Nickelback plays just one song at the Detroit Lions halftime gig. They really came out there and was like, "Hey, we'll get out of your hair."
Like, don't worry. We're just getting paid. I wonder if that affected how they got paid.
I don't know, probably not.
Or if they still was just like, fuck it, we'll do one song, just pay it the same still.
It said there were pyrotechnics, a crowd of 100 waving their hands in a prearranged mosh pit.
How rad do you think a Nickelback mosh pit would get?
It's probably just some light shoving.
You think
Right?
it's just like a little like shoulder push here and there?
It can't be too heavy.
You
No
don't
one's
think-
lost their life in the pit.
At Nickelback?
Yeah, Chad
You don't think
Kroger's
so?
not up there like, "Let's see a fucking wall of death.
circle pit.
I want to see a goddamn circle pit. Yeah."
Never made it as a wise man. Motherfuckers getting punched out to How You Remind Me.
They've got those like hardcore T-shirts on the back that's like, I got stomped out in the Nickelback mosh pit.
I got concussed in the Nickelback mosh pit. I was crowd surfing to Rockstar.
Some people better be leaving this pit with bodily injury. A slight inconvenience.
Stone Cold on the mic.
But yeah, you're right. Like they're doing a mosh pit to "When We Stand Together." Yeah. People are just like knocking teeth out.
See, that's not even a bad song.
No.
I don't think. I mean, to me, Nickelback is like I'll play through them and I'll be like, "All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, cool." And I want to fight this person for no reason. And I'm just like, why did I want to fight them?
I hate that song "When We Stand Together" because I had to edit a video once to it. And when you edit a video to a song, you have to hear the song 9 million times. And I could not get "Hey, yeah. And I had to change the picture every time there was a "hey."
Oh no.
And I mean, it was I really never want to hear it again.
Well, it's gonna be a very negative review on Nickelback for you then.
Well, see, that's the thing. I can split it. The first half of Nickelback's career, I don't even know if it's half, very good. Second half, when they're talking about, like, you look so much cuter with something in your mouth.
That was a bad song.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even say that.
That's very negative for me.
Didn't they do a song with Steel Panther? Chad Kroeger did a song with Steel Panther.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I have not heard it.
And it's basically about one of them gets stung by like a snake or bit by a snake, and then somebody has to suck the poison out. And then the other one gets bit by a scorpion, both on the penis conveniently. Like they were both just out in the desert just pissing. And they're just like, no, you gotta suck it out. You gotta suck it out.
I've got to hear that. I've not heard that.
Yeah, it's bad.
I know Nickelback did a cover for the Charlie's Angels soundtrack of Saturday Night's Alright for Fighting by Elton John.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
With Kid Rock.
Oh.
Which, that's like, it's got to be like Florida's national anthem.
You drive into Florida and that's all you hear.
You hear Nickelback and Kid Rock and some guy's like, remove your hat.
We stand to the pledge around here.
What are you doing kneeling?
What are you kneeling to the anthem for?
So what do you give Nickelback?
I mean, I would give them like a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm going to have to split it into half and half, so 5 out of 10.
5?
So that's 11 out of 20.
All right. No Hall of Fame for Nickelback. Sorry.
No.
This Hall of Fame is getting harder to reach than what I thought.
Yeah.
So far, Dave Grohl.
And he's on rocky ground.
In the mini review of Dave Grohl.
Well, hey, maybe next week we'll find something. I've got a list. So
I got to make a list.
Yeah.
My list just comes as it comes.
Well, hey, it's been fun.
Yeah.
Join us next week for the Dudes Review right here on this podcast.
Where else are they going to go?
I was going to say right here on this channel or something, but it's not a channel.
It's not a channel.
I mean, it's on it might be on YouTube.
Spotify? Do they have channels on Spotify?
I don't think so. I think it's just artists or podcasts or something. I don't know. I don't know how technology works.
I don't know where I'm at.
Yeah, or social media. So, hey, speaking of social media, though, you want to help us out, help two poor saps who don't understand social media out, leave us a review wherever you're listening to this at. And
review this episode, but also a review that we can do.
Yeah.
If you want.
And hey, whatever you put in the reviews, we'll read out on air. Anything.
Anything.
We'll get into ASMR if we have to.
We'll get some deep conversation.
All right, well, it's been fun. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.